guys, how are we doing? Now, you've probably seen this dotted about Twitter. I did a wee post myself. Grant at Football Index Scotland has been quite big on this. There's a few other guys kind of picking it up and having wee chats and whatever. And I just thought I'd show you what I've kind of done, what I think, and some important information I think you're going to find valuable. Okay, so before we quite get stuck into it, the whole point of this, of course, is just to show you how it works, what I've kind of experienced my first kind of 3 weeks, the benefits, the cons. And if you are at all interested and you are going to dip your toe in the water with it, I'll have all the links down below for you to get as much free stuff as you possibly can. I reached out to the guys at SoRare, and the only, you'll get your 10 common cards for free. Once you acquire 5 rares, I'll explain what all this means. You'll get a bonus rare on top of that. Okay, now clicking my link, you will have an increased chance of getting more favourable cards as your commons. That's the only thing I can tell you for proper. And then there's one there for Coinbase. You'll just get a wee kind of deposit bonus kind of thing, and again I'll explain that in time. Now, when Grant sent Football Index Scotland sent this to me, the first thing he said was a Ronaldo's just sold for 12 grand, and I was like, what? What? So I had to look into it a bit more. Now, the first thing when I looked into it that really got me kind of excited to find out more was it is a Ubisoft Lab entrepreneur partner, right? So this is a kind of little official statement that went out to the stock market or whatever, and you can read it for yourself. But Ubisoft are who powers all the tech. Ubisoft Labs is where these guys are based. They're in the same room with all these computer game experts with all the best tech, all the best stuff, all the best resources to run a platform like this. There's no tech issues, or fair enough, we're expecting NASDAQ to come to Football Index, and we hope that offers a similar kind of result as what we have here with SoRare. But it's great to see from day one that the tech is top of the tree. Computer games are where all the tech is. And Ubisoft are throwing their hat in the ring with SoRare, and it was great. Gave me a lot of encouragement. I thought, wow, I want to know more. Now, probably the most important thing we need to talk about is everything is done on Ethereum. Ethereum is the second largest cryptocurrency behind Bitcoin. Okay, now if you don't know much about cryptocurrency, you should definitely find out more. You would be irresponsible not to. Okay, I've kind of followed crypto since it became a thing. I've only really done proper things with my money since Football Index came around. I wasn't in that position in life or frame of mind to do anything back then, but I just found it more interesting. I like Star Trek and the fact that we're all a planet and that kind of thing, and I think cryptocurrency might be something towards, it doesn't matter, right? But this gives them the opportunity to be in any country in the world as soon as they get a license with the club or the league. And by the way, when they get the license with the club or the club and the league officially tweet out, we have partnered with SoRare. Here's a link in the description. Come and join us. And the supporters of the team or the league are going to see that. They want to join fantasy football. They want to get involved in football betting. And, it will drive traffic. It will drive more users around the world to this place, okay? So Ethereum, I think, is the main way to get around that, because it's not dollars, it's not pounds, it's not euros, whatever. So it's a kind of universal currency, okay? Now, you have the opportunity with the Football Index element and the Footstock element you get in this to make bank twice if you time when you change your currency. When you buy from pounds or whatever it is you're holding into Ethereum, if you can time that as well as possible to buy Ethereum at £220 for one, and then sell it when it's £230 for one whenever you're getting out or whatever. Now, that might sound a lot for one coin, okay? Now, a lot of the market, or most of the markets that I'm involved in, is all done in decimal points. As you can see here, we get 3 decimal points. So one coin is actually a fair bit of money if you're just dipping your toe in the water, like I've done, to kind of just mess about with. Now, you have a couple of options to buy players, okay, and I'll come into this in a second, okay, but just on the Ethereum, there's a link down below for Coinbase, okay, you'll get a little kind of deposit bonus thing, but you have the option to place a bid. Now, it does pop up here to do it with your card, your credit card, right? Now, if you do that, you also have a 10% surcharge, right? So you don't need to fuck about with Coinbase and buying cryptocurrency for yourself and all that, but it does carry a 10% levy, so there's a link down below. You can get some cash back for opening the account and putting your first couple of quid through it. £80 I think it is or something. You get some Bitcoin back. And so I would suggest not doing it with your card, because you're just going to throw away 10% on everything, and no one thinks that's a good idea, obviously. So one of the things I love about this is the transparency, okay? So this is number 49 out of 100 rares for Ferran Torres this year. Every season, a player will get 100 rares, 10 super rare and 1 unique, and each of those cards has a booster for the fantasy football element of it. So also the unique card, because there's only one of them a season, is jacked up, you know, to the max, and the super rares are jacked up pretty well, and then the rares are your kind of normal ones. When you click on the link below, you get 10 common cards straight off the bat. You cannot trade them, and you can use them wherever you want. I got Cristiano Ronaldo, right, after Grant telling me that one just sold for 12 grand, and when I opened the pack and I got it, I was like, no way. But you can't sell it, but he is the best card around at the moment, so I'm happy to have him. But I can see exactly, you know, everyone who's ever owned him, right? So I can see that this guy Victor at the bottom, that little trophy, he got that excuse me, as a reward, maybe his deposit thing. So once you acquire 5 rares for yourself, you will get a bonus rare for clicking that link below. So he might have done that, or he might have won it in a tournament. For placing in tournaments, you get cards, or Ethereum, you get money as well if you place top. And then somebody's bought it off him for £1.90, and then I bought it off him for £2.90 or £2.99, fractions of an Ethereum. You can also see as well everyone's gallery. Okay, so Grant at Football Index, I know he won't mind. So Football Index Hybe, and there he is. He comes up, Football Index Hybe, and I can see his whole gallery. So I can see every card he has, I can see everything he paid for it, I can see how long he's held them for, I can see everything. It's all on the blockchain, it's all super transparent. Now, buying a card today, so let's say, Grant got a good example here, somebody at an older club. I don't think so, but say for example, there's a few of them knocking about. Let's say Cengiz Under. So let's say you bought Cengiz Under at Roma this year, and then next year he went to Man United. That card is still worth something to you. You can still use it, you can still play with it. And the longer you have the cards, and the more you enter them in tournaments, they gain XP, they gain some natural power themselves. New cards will be issued next year, and it'll be Cengiz Under in a Man United strip. And then for being in the same league as the card that, or being at the same club as what's on the card, that gets a 10% kicker. And for it being the current season that's on the card, you get a 10% kicker as well. So it does kind of balance out in certain ways that you get them more powerful by holding them longer, and because there's a limited amount of them, by the time you get 10 years down the road, there can only be 10 unique Cengiz Unders in circulation. It's just a fact, you know. It's a limited quantity. It's a proper market. So there's 3 main ways to acquire cards. The first one, or the best one, right, is off the auction. Okay, so if you're interested in a player and you want to try and get them at a bid war with somebody else, you just need to click into the player. You know, this one here is available for auction at the now, so we won't use him as an example, right? The other way is manager sales, so it's somebody listing it to sell queue, just like you're used to with Football Index. It's the exact same. I like to just do newly listed and just keep on top of that, you know, maybe check it 2 or 3 times a day or whatever. And what you're looking for sometimes is some ideas, you know, you might not know every player that's on this or whatever. So yeah, so I could click on like Bonucci for example, and I can just buy him off this guy who's selling him. But if I follow Bonucci, so if you click right into his card, you get the option to follow him, and if you follow him, you'll get an email notification whenever he comes on the marketplace. The third way you can buy a player is I can just search for who we'll use as an example. I can just search for who's exciting. I can just search for, I'm just going to do it because I've seen him on Twitter. I can search for Milinkovic-Savic, right? Click on cards, right? So I can click on follow, and then whenever an SMS comes on for an auction, I'll get an email for it, right? But these are all the cards that exist for him, right? So some of them are available to buy the now, which is cool. But see the ones that aren't available, I can actually just contact this guy Clip. I can just click on that. This one that he owns, this exact one that he owns. I can click on that. And then I better find one that's not on the market, sorry. My cursor kind of made a mess of that there, sorry guys. But I can just click on, let's do Magic Mounds, right? So I can click on his SMS and I can do make an offer. See over there? I can just do make an offer and he'll get a message from me. And I'll say, listen, I want to buy your SMS off you. I'll pay you this, are you into it? And if he says yes, I get it. You know? So you get 3 ways to tackle the market, which is lovely. Now, another thing that's great about this, right, is it runs on a fantasy football kind of thing as well. It's how you earn more coins, you know, as rewards for doing well in the tournament. So when you start, you can enter the rookie one 4 times with your common cards, and then the rookie gets closed off to you and you need to move on. So a lot of my common cards I got were Belgian League, so I don't have enough common cards to really play the rookie one, even though I've got Ronaldo, Sol Niguez, Paul Lopez, and Nikola Vlasic of CSKA Moscow, nice to be 21-year-old Croatian. So no, that's not what I wanted to see. So yeah, so I need more before I can do the rookie one. So I've been doing All Star Division 4, which is the kind of, you see the power cap, you can only put in a certain level of cards into that. Should make it a bit easier for you to compete in. But if I was to click on this, here we go. So finishing top, you get some Ethereum and you get a super rare card. If you come second, you get 2 super rares. If you finish third, you get 2 super rares. If you finish in the top 10%, you get a card. Top 20% in that one. The one I'm in's top 30%, and you get a card as well. So that's the fantasy football element. Now you get 1 goalkeeper, 1 defender, 1 midfielder, 1 striker, and then 1 other card. Okay, so you put 5 in. The game days are all, since I've been on it, like 3-4 days, which is cool. And it's like everything: La Liga, Serie A, MLS is coming back, the K League, the Belgian League when it comes back. They've got some West Ham players, there's Premier League, anything that is involved if the card exists. So that you could have, like, I think like Samata at Aston Villa, he's in this from the Belgian League, and there's a few other players like that, but also they're now in the Prem. And if you have that card, then you can put him in tournaments because he's in an Opta league. So as long as everything with this is Opta, right, which is a great other little kind of nugget of valuable detail for us, right? So I can have somebody like Jordan Larson, right, who's in a non-PB league, who I would love to buy in Football Index, a 22-year-old striker. You can probably imagine why I like him, right? But I can see how now this is a different scoring matrix, don't get me wrong, but all the stats are generated by Opta. Now everyone who correlates football statistics, everyone, Sky, Opta, who's scored, Y Scout, everything, there's a lot of football stats that are open to conjecture. You know, what is a key pass, what is a big error, what is a big chance. You know, there's a lot of things that, so that's why you do get various statistics between different platforms, you know, different outlets, and it just depends on who their data provider is. And the fact that Football Index is Opta and this is Opta is valuable in my eyes for seeing how this player picks up on an Opta based matrix. So I can click into the stats and find out what I get for a pass and a shot and all that kind of stuff, and then you can kind of work out what it would be on the Football Index matrix also, which I find valuable, because when these guys IPO, the last thing you want is to be holding a dud, and it's another nice little way to get an insight into where these guys could go in Football Index if they're to IPO, or if they are on the platform already and they're in a non-PB league, how would they transition into that PB environment. So yeah, guys, listen, I love it. It's a lot of fun. I get sucked into it pretty well as well. Getting a Ronaldo definitely helped. So guys, links below. You can check out. You'll get 10 commons, you'll get a bonus rare after you acquire 5 rares yourself in any fashion you choose to do that, and 1 for Coinbase to help you get started on your Ethereum kind of stuff. If you have any questions or anything, I'll do my best to answer them, guys. It's all in the description below. Like, share, subscribe, retweet, all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.